Okay, you guys, so nice job getting through that workout. Here we are on to the very last yet most crucial part of the workout, which is called the cool down, okay? So in this cool down, what we're gonna be doing is I'm gonna be showing you a series of static stretches that you can do and a series of very quick and simple foam rolling things that you can do as well for your body. Now you can do one or the other, or you can do a combination of both, whatever feels the best for you and what is most convenient for the time that you have. But you guys, this is a very, very important part of the workout. The thing is when we work out, we're beating up the muscles, we're creating scar tissue, and that the muscles get really, really tight after a while. And especially in America, when we sit throughout the day, there's a lot of muscles on us that are very tight. There's a lot of muscles on us that are very, very weak. And for the purposes of the cool down, we're gonna focus on those muscles that are tight so we can stretch them out a little bit. Because remember, an injury-prone muscle is a muscle that's very, very tight. But a muscle that is very mobile and can stretch relatively well is a muscle that's gonna stay happy and healthy for the length of your journey. So you guys, the very first thing I wanna show you when it comes to the foam rolling is foam rolling the hip flexors. You saw me there just a moment ago sitting down, right? My hip flexors were flexed. They were really, really tight. So what we wanna do is start to foam roll those, get the knots out of them, all right? Hip flexors are right in this area right here, okay, you guys? And of course, you're gonna put the foam roller there as well. I'll show you what that looks like. So coming down, put the foam roller in that position, roll back and forth, okay? What you're looking for is any kind of scar tissue or not, all right? And you can also pivot back and forth on that foam roller. I guarantee you'll start to feel something. All right? There we go, right there. So what you wanna do, you guys, is you wanna look for those knots, foam roll them out, and focus on each side for a good 2 minutes, okay? Set your watch, set a timer, whatever it is. Do at least a good 2 minutes. Looking for those knots, trying to foam roll them out, make them a little bit, you should be able to, they should start to feel a little bit numb, to be honest with you guys. You shouldn't feel a lot of pain after a little bit of time. So that's how you foam roll out the hip flexors. Another thing that we're gonna work on is foam rolling out the latissimus dorsi. So you've probably seen a lot of people who the shoulders are rounded over. Of course, when we do our cell phones every single day, our shoulders get rounded over. What that causes is very tight latissimus dorsi. So if you ever see those bodybuilders like flare out their lats, that's what we're talking about right here. So a very simple way of doing that is, again, put the foam roller on the ground, come down, and focus on this area right in here, kind of more of the armpit area. You don't want to go too far down, that's just your rib cage, and you don't want to go too far up, that's your triceps, okay? So it's going to be just like so. If you can use your hand, rock yourself back and forth a little bit. Again, you can pivot back and forth, bring yourself back up. Ooh, definitely feel a few ones on this one. Again, you guys, you're going to do this for at least 2 minutes, okay? That's going to help loosen up those latissimus dorsi, and then in conjunction with those wall cobras I have you doing, it's really gonna help reset your posture, okay? So that's how you do the hip flexors, that's how you do the latissimus dorsi. For an added bonus, if anyone is feeling really tight calf muscles with the amount of cardio that you're doing, again, put the foam roller underneath your calves, all right? You can prop yourself up a little bit and then roll back and forth. Now, another way of hitting multiple parts of your calf muscles is to point your toes out from each other, roll back and forth, point them in, or for a little added pressure on there, you can do just one at a time, okay? That's really gonna help out with the mobility of your lower legs as well. And then the next thing that I wanna show you guys is some static stretches or holds that you can do for your body. So let's start with the upper part of the body. Again, we're talking about how people's posture is this way, right? With all the cell phone and all the driving that we do, well, what happens is naturally the chest starts to become tight in this position. So we want to open that back up again. Grab yourself a bench, lay back, and then all I want you to do is take your palms of your hand, put them together, then allow them to come out just like so, all right? The reason why I'm having you do that is I don't want them rolling like this. You want them out. It's going to get a really good stretch in that chest. And what you want to do is you want to hold this 2 times for 45 seconds each, okay? Just like so. Keep breathing, okay? The key to this, you guys, is always breathe through this. When you're breathing, that's going to help relax your nervous system. And as a result, it's gonna help relax those muscles as well, okay? So the next thing I want you guys to see, or to do, is the half kneeling hip flexor stretch, okay? So, bring your leg up, one leg down on the floor, put a pillow down there if you need to pad up that knee. Very first thing you wanna do, stand or sit upright, engage that core, which is gonna pull up on that pelvis a little bit, okay? You should already feel a little bit of a stretch in that rectus femoris. If you don't, you can go ahead and lunge forward, keeping that core engaged until you start to feel a good stretch in there. You're gonna hold that again. Both sides, 2 times for 45 seconds each, okay? And then the very last thing I'll show you to do is how to do a hip flexor, or I should say a latissimus dorsi stretch, okay? So you can do this standing or kneeling, just so you have something to hold on to. So, I'm gonna hold on to the bench here. I'm going to get this part of my body parallel with the ground. Allow my arm to go straight out, just like so. You should feel a good stretch right in here. You're gonna hold that 2 times each on each side for 45 seconds. So that right there is the stretching, mobility, and cool down routine that I want you guys to focus on. Do this at the end of each and every single workout. You should get more efficient as time goes on. If the foam rolling hurts, it will initially, but as the more you do it, the more it's gonna, it's gonna benefit you, it's gonna hurt less, and eventually you shouldn't be in too much pain at all when you do this. Sometimes if you get really, really sore after a session, it might feel pretty sore. If it does, go to the static stretches instead of the foam rolling. But there it is, you guys. There's a good old cool down routine for you. Have at it.